All right, so now that we've got the puzzle cube made with additive manufacturing, we're going to do it with subtractive manufacturing. So we're going to go ahead, you guys need to save, which you can just go File, Save, and you can accept whatever place it gives you to save. I use I save everything to a flash drive or to the cloud, so I don't save anything to my computer really. So I'm just going to click Cancel, I'm going to close it, don't save changes because I don't want to save changes. Now we're going to click another part. You should basically be back at a blank canvas. Everything I'm doing now is going to look super familiar. You'll make a rectangle, dimension it to 0.75 by 3 for the top and 0.75 by 2 for the side. There you go. If you're wondering how I'm speed dimensioning, I'm pressing the D key on my keyboard, which you'll see highlights the dimension thing here. And then I'm using escape to click off of dimension. So we're going to finish, and we're going to click E to extrude. You can also click extrude. I click E because it's easier. So 0.75 by 2 this time because that's what it says in your instructions, because you're basically going to be cutting your entire face out of the original one. So doing that, we'll just give it that. You have basically this is a really thick cube, a really thick rectangular prism now. Start another 2D sketch on this face. This is where things get a little bit complicated. You want to take your line tool and you want to start about roughly halfway up here. Don't click the green because it will create what's called a constraint. That's really hard to undo later. So you want to just start like there. Go ahead. You can click on the green corners because the corners never change position. That wasn't on the green. That was a Control Z to undo. So I'm going to click that again to restart the line. I'm going to let it highlight the corner, just basically like that. It'll give you a little guide for making these two lines. If you just hover your mouse when you're doing it, it'll see. I trust all of you should be able to figure that out. So now we're going to press dimension, and because this piece, if you remember, was 0.75 by 0.75, we're going to basically do the same thing again. Now you'll see that this line here went beyond the surface that we wanted to constrain it to. So in order to fix that, we want to go up here to the collinear constraint like this. You can just read that. It causes 2 or more line segments or ellipse axes to lie on the same line. So we're going to want to click that and then click your 2 lines that you want to match up to each other, and then click escape. And you'll see that it's basically as soon as I click that second one, it went ahead and snapped to the bottom. So that's all you really need to do here. You're going to finish, except this time, remember how we cut this piece out of the bottom of the top right corner? We're going to do the same thing, except we're going to cut this entire piece out. So we're going to say cut, and we're going to make it 0.75 because our wall, this wall here, still has to exist, right? So we just want to take off half of it. So we're going to say OK and accept defaults. Now I'm going to start another 2D sketch, and this is also super simple. I'm just going to do this without explaining it because I trust that all of you should know how to cut the top right square out. Just a rectangle, give it the same dimension, finish, extrude, there we go, and then cut. And it'll cut back into the main solid. Click OK, and you're done. That's with subtractive methods.